morning, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the second part of this week in my life vlog. If you're new, my name is Katie. I am a fourth year, first grade teacher. I film week in my life vlogs in my classroom, other teaching content, lifestyle content, all the things here on YouTube. And I'm so glad that you're here. If you are new, you might have missed part one of this video, so I will link it up above in the cards. My vlogs have been getting increasingly longer because I'm trying to share a little bit more of my teaching style with you guys. So I'm doing some like sample lessons and sample small groups. So if you're interested in a lot of that in detail stuff, definitely check out the first part of the vlog. But this is going to be part 2 today, which will take us from Wednesday to the end of the week. All right, so what we have going on today, we have been working on open and closed syllables as you saw in part 1. Today at the teacher small group table though, I am going to make a shift and start to work on fluency. I think we'll review our syllables shortly at the beginning, but we've been doing syllables for a while. So I have some fluency passages, I will show them to you. I know I showed these maybe a couple weeks ago when I actually had them copied, but I'm finally going to use them today. So they're from the Spire curriculum. The first side has just like words. These are all short vowel words with digraphs in them. So it's got word lists, then it has sentences, and then on the back it applies it into a text. So I think we'll start with like our word list. We'll probably read it together, and then I'll set like a timer and have them read the list of words for a specific amount of time. And then we're going to start to look at the sentences together and then the text on the back. I do have 4 different versions, so it's kind of leveled for my groups. Like my lower 2 groups are probably going to read a bug in a shed. My higher 2 groups, I believe, I do have one with long vowels, so I might do that one. Yeah, I'll probably do the one with long vowels for my higher group. Maybe I'll do, I don't know. I need to look at these and like figure out, because I did have them leveled, but now I'm looking and I'm like, okay, so actually I think we'll probably do a gift from a pal for my low group because it doesn't have, it's just short vowels on this side. So we're gonna start with this one with my lower 2 groups. And with my other group, we'll start with the pig pen, because that one has short vowels and then it has digraphs in it. And we'll save a bug in the shed for another day for those 2 groups. Okay, so I figured that out. Anyways, that's probably what our small group will look like today, focusing a little bit more on fluency, and then we'll do it tomorrow. If we get through this passage, awesome. We might do the next one tomorrow, or we may just repeat the same one, because my small group time is pretty short and we do need to go over sight words because we've been neglecting those this week in small groups. The next interesting thing, I've got a grade level meeting during my planning today, so I'm planning to not have planning. And then after that, when they come back, we're going to take the STAR early literacy test for the last time. We've been graphing our results for all of our times that we've taken our STAR. And so I got to have a conference with every student about how they did in August, October, and January. And I asked them to brainstorm ways that they could do better and get their best score yet here in April. And I actually put, and I'm gonna slide over so I can insert this here, I actually put it all together on a slide, and I love this because this is all the students' words. I just wrote down exactly what they told me that they could do. And so before we come in, or we will come in from special area, we'll probably do a brain break to get our jitters out because it is rainy today, and so I don't know how active they will be in PE before they come back. Then we're gonna go over this slide right here and just read through all of the advice that they told me would be helpful for their STAR early literacy, and then we're gonna sit and take it. It usually takes about 25 minutes once they've started the test to completion. That doesn't count how long it takes them to log in and get signed in and all of that. So I believe that won't be too bad, and I hope they do better because we're gonna like redo our intervention groups and just see how students have improved. And so that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see how much they've improved this year. And just since January, there's been so much growth and we've learned so much. We've learned so many vowel teams, and yeah, so I'm excited for that. Then we'll have our usual lunch and recess. We'll have our usual intervention where we're splitting groups up. I've been working on phrases with Lexia material. I'll show you. So on Monday, which is the first day that we had intervention this week, I talked about the progression and why we learn in order. So in kindergarten, you learn letters so that in first grade we can read words, so that we can read sentences, so that we can read stories. And so we started with letters. They already knew those. Then in intervention, we've been working on words a lot. And now we're moving on to sentences or phrases. So I have like some Lexia skill builders that practice just reading phrases, drawing pictures. reading phrases, circling the one that matches the picture. And then next week's material is more sentence level. So it gives them a whole sentence and they have to fill in a missing word, or they have to circle the sentence that matches the picture. So that'll be good because it'll take it to the next level for them. Then we'll have snack and math. Math, we're doing test review. We're just going to use our Go Math workbook. There's a little like review section at the end. And I think what I'm going to do is come together. We'll do like our opening activity. We'll probably play the mystery number game. If you're curious what that looks like, definitely check out part 1 because I showed you like in depth what mystery number game is. So we'll probably do that. We might do a mini review on what we did yesterday with 10 more and 10 less because I had a couple students absent and a couple that just like didn't get it. So we'll probably do that. And then I think I'm gonna let them partner up to work on the math review, and I will let how the math lesson goes determine if they get to pick their partner or not. I'll probably let them pick because they'll probably work better if they're working with somebody that they want to work with. And that sounds crazy, but I think it might be true. I don't know. We'll decide when we get there if they're going to pick their partner. But I think I'll give them a bucket of place value cubes, a partner, let them go somewhere in the room and work on those things together. And I will pull some students that need extra help, or maybe just like the ones that I know kind of struggle, I'll pull them and they can be my partner at the table and we can go through it step by step, and then we'll review the answers on the board and check and see how they did so they can kind of like grade themselves and see if they did good or if they missed some things. But if they're working with a partner, then hopefully they'll be able to like talk about it together and learn from each other as well. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. And then that should take us to computer lab time and the end of the day. Yeah. So I'm going to be done rambling now. I'm going to show you my outfit of the day and then get ready to start this Wednesday. I've got to go through my stuff because I don't have planning today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I really came back here at a bad time because that air conditioning thing is pumping and rattling, but here is my teacher outfit of the day. We are allowed to wear jeans this week because it's an FSA testing week, and so I took advantage of that today and wore jeans with another new Old Navy top. I wore one similar, like the exact same shape and style a couple weeks ago, but I love the mustard color in this top. I just think it's so super cute. And then I wore it with some booties because it is rainy outside, so I didn't want to go full sandal mode yet, even though it's warm. Because I knew it was going to be rainy. I've got some earrings that are from Francesca's like years ago. They're kind of cute. And then my little Ana Luisa initial necklace. So that is my teacher outfit of the day. Okay, I'm not sure how, but we made it to the end of the day. I should have known today was gonna be wild because yesterday was so peaceful and smooth. So today was just bound to be nuts. But if we got one win, there was star score improvement. I can't go into details, obviously, because of privacy, but there was improvement, which is good to see. The rest of the day, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. Rotations were rough. Math was rough. Oh, math was so rough. We did the review and like I don't know if they were working. But I had my friends at the table with me, and the ones who I was working like one-on-one with, it was like blowing their mind. And I'm sitting here thinking like, where have you been the last 3 weeks we've been doing this? And then when we did the review and I was watching their answers, I was like, where have they been the last 3 weeks we've been doing this? Like they've done so much better on it in the past. So I don't know, I guess they just weren't thinking. That's what I'm hoping, because we're still taking our test tomorrow because we're gonna be on pace. And then I'll just have to pull some and do some intervention as needed. I think what we need to do though is I need to get each of them a 100 chart. There's one on their name tag, but a lot of them, actually most of them are still there. There's only like 2 that I see that don't have their 100 chart. But like I literally think we're gonna sit and count starting at 1 and pointing to the numbers going all the way to 100 every day for the next couple days, because some of us need that. And we don't know what the number 35 looks like and we can't find it. And I'm like, what? That was chapter 6. That was the last chapter and they were doing so good at that. But for some reason today it was like not clicking. I'll show you what we did in reading small group. I will let you know that it was really rough today, so it didn't go super duper well, but I'll show you what we did because I still thought it was kind of fun and we're going to continue it tomorrow. Okay, as I said this morning, we use these little decodable word lists and sentences, and then the backside has stories, so you can use any word list, any sentence list that you want. We also use these focusers, is what I called them, from the Dollar Tree. They're actually really fun. They've got like the little clear, so what we did was we put it over a line. We used one hand to hold, one hand to point, much, shut, sat, rush, chop. Then we moved it slow to the next line, rich, pet, lash, wish, did. It was very obvious the discrepancies between my high group and my low group. So my low group went a lot more scaffolded. It was kind of like in, win, it, hit, not, punch. And then we'd go back and do it again. And this time we'd stretch it and say it all as one. Win, hit, not, punch, lunch, and then I'd have them go back and read it. So after we had gotten through, like my first couple groups, we did the whole list together. My higher two groups, we just did about half the list together. After that, I used this handy dandy sand timer, 3-minute timer. I turned it over and I told them while the timer's going, they were reading silently on their own. If they finished the words, they could get to the sentences. And then I peeked in and listened to all of the students read at least once just to check in and see how they were doing. And then I hung around with the ones that I could tell needed some more assistance with the blending and decoding. Then when the 3-minute timer was up, we all did the sentences together. So that's what we did at our small group table today. Tomorrow, we're gonna do something similar, but we're going to use the focusers to help us read a story. So the story that's on the back. So that's kind of what small groups look like. All right, that's all I have for this afternoon. I'm gonna start getting things ready for my Thursday, and then I'm gonna peace out because I'm tired and I'm ready to go home. My hair is a mess, y'all. I straightened it today and it looked so good, and now it's like, bleh, because it's so humid outside, I'm telling you. So it'll probably be up tomorrow. It's cool. We get to wear jeans because of FSA, so I'm gonna wear jeans. Tomorrow's gonna be like my Friday attire, probably jeans and like a t-shirt, seriously. But yeah, okay, I'll check in with you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Thursday. Today is the last teaching day that I have this week because tomorrow I'm going to the dentist to get a filling. And I'm not going to say that I'm excited to go to the dentist, but I'm excited for some rest that comes after. So after I get this filling done, I'm just going to sit at home and do nothing and watch TV or play Xbox with David, or maybe get ahead on some of my Reading Academy classes if they open the next module, but like I'm not going to be stressed. And it's going to be kind of nice. But I'm not looking forward to getting shots in my gums. So that's not fun. So all of that to say, tomorrow I will have a sub. So today is going to be busy. And I was turning my computer on and I looked at my calendar and realized we have a faculty meeting today. Yay! I write them in my planner, but for some reason I just forget when they are. The last one I didn't have written down. And I just heard it on the announcements in the afternoon. And I was like, oh great. So at least I had this one written down. So I got like a little heads up this morning. I don't know why I'm so bad at keeping up with the faculty meetings right now. I just am. Let me turn on my rotation slides up here. Okay, so the things that I need to get done because of that, I had to come in and put their computers out. We put them on to charge last night or before they left for school. And they were like, it's not Friday. We only charge computers on Friday, but they were all looking kind of dead. And I know in my sub plans tomorrow, I have a lot of like, if they finish early, they can get onto their computer programs. And so I didn't want all of the computers to be dying while the sub was here. So I went ahead and charged them last night. So I put them all back on their desks this morning, set up math journals, and that's good to go. Let me show you my shirt. It's so cute. This is from my sister, Millie. So Millie, if you're watching my videos, thank you so much. I got this like a couple years ago. It's from Etsy. I think it's really cute. It's like I have a lot of teacher shirts now because I've made a lot with my Cricut, but for a while there, I only had this one and like one other. And this one actually came in the mail. She got it for me, I think it was for my birthday a couple years ago, and it came in the mail and she didn't have like her name on the little Etsy receipt or whatever. And so I was like, what in the world? I got this mystery t-shirt and I didn't know who it was from until about a week later. And she texted me, she's like, hey, did you get the package from me? And I was like, the t-shirt. So that was funny. But this is my Thursday that is actually my Friday look. We got the scrunchie, the bun, the t-shirt, the Converse, the whole shebang. So we are ready to go today. Morning will be normal. Let me show you the activity that we're going to do during our second reading block when they come back from specials. Okay, you probably saw me yesterday morning cutting these big old pieces of paper. So what we're gonna do today in whole group is we're gonna do just like a little hands-on cut, paste, word sort practice. It will take a good bit of time. I'm excited for that, but it's also good practice for them. I have this little printout syllable sort, and it has the two kinds we've been working on, open and close, and then it also has syllables that have magic E, and then syllables that have vowel teams. So I'm going to, during my planning today, just like get some book bins out and put some markers inside. I'm gonna give them this paper. We're gonna practice folding it in half, and then folding it in half again and drawing lines, and they'll get to label it open, close, magic E, vowel team, etc. And then they can work on cutting it out, gluing the words in there. I'll probably turn on some chill music in the background, maybe some like spring something or another. And then I'll let them decorate with the markers if they finish early. So we're gonna do that today during our reading whole group time, just to get one last good practice, and they can practice reading these and then they can take them home and show their families. So that'll be fun. And then intervention is the same. The only thing that's different for my afternoon is we are taking a math test. We'll see how it goes. Last math test we had was rough, so I'm just gonna talk them up, hype them up, let them know that they can do it. We'll practice using our listening ears, because that was the part that was the rough. Well, I guess it wasn't a math test. I guess it was a reading test. That was the roughest part, was they just weren't listening to the questions. So I'll let them know that they need to listen and go step by step with us, because I can read the question for them. So there you go. And then afterwards, I'll show you what we're doing after. I know that by the time you're watching this, Easter is over. So take this idea, put it in your brain, put it in your back pocket for next year. After we finish our test, I will let them have probably some time to finish their Lexia minutes on the computer, maybe some math or some learning game time, because that's our computer lab time. But also we're going to color in Easter eggs. This is a classroom management thing that I've been doing for every year that I've taught, and we've had Easter. So my second year teaching, we had COVID, so we didn't have Easter. But my first year teaching and last year I did this. But I've never had them color their own in. I just put them on there. But I saw somebody on Instagram who did it, and they had their kids color them in. So I was like, why not? So I'm gonna give every kid an Easter egg, and they're gonna get to color it in. And then on Monday when I come in, I'm gonna use tape, which I probably need. No, I think I have tape. Yeah, I have tape. I'm gonna use like clear tape to tape it on the bottoms of their chairs. And their goal next week is to incubate their egg. That means they have to sit on it, keep it nice and warm so it will hatch. And if it hatches, then Thursday, not Friday because we don't have school on Good Friday, but Thursday, it will hatch into a peep at the end of the day. And they will have a peep on their desk instead of the Easter egg. So just like a fun way to get them to sit on their bottom in their chair. That's it. I gotta get started making my to-do list. I will check in with you guys probably later because I've got that faculty meeting now, but I will check in. Okay, y'all, here's the scoop. So day is over. We finished everything we needed to do. We took the math test. I'm not satisfied with how the math test went. I'll be honest. I've looked at data, looked at the grades. I looked at our mid-chapter check and our end-chapter test, and a lot of them did okay at the mid-chapter check. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, let's keep going. And then we just like regressed when we took the test. So I am going to review this material, not the test, but I'm going to review this material again next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because this is important, because we're talking about greater than, less than, and comparing numbers. This is like a big rock, as I would say, in first grade. And they can do better. Like so many of them mixed up the symbols, and it was just like, whew, we've been doing this in math journals for the last 2 weeks, so I'm not really sure what happened. We did better following directions on the test for the most part, but it was still like, it just didn't turn out as great as it could have. So what I'm going to do is sit here. I've already printed out the second form of this test. That's actually like one nice thing about Go Math, I guess, so far that I found, is they have a Form A and a Form B. And we did Form B, so now we can do Form A next week for a makeup test, which is fantastic. Because it's the same question, the numbers are just different, so it's not like I'm giving them the exact same test again, and I appreciate that. So I'm currently getting things ready to be copied and put in, but like we can't go on to the next chapter because that's adding numbers within 100, so it'd be like 64 plus 20, 64 plus 30, and if we didn't even get plus or minus 10 on this test, we are not ready to go on. So that's just part of teaching right there. If they didn't get it, you got to do it again. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm looking for activities that have comparing numbers, and then I'm also looking for comparing numbers with the symbols, and I'm looking for questions that are plus and minus 10. I think those are like, yeah, that's like the big things. And we will do a lot of activities with those next week. So there's that. Also, our para is going to laminate tomorrow instead of on Thursday, which is good because I did not have my life together enough to put this in this morning. So I'm taking this down to the copy room so it can be laminated and nice and pretty forever when I take down my tests and any other practice pages that I'm about to print off. So I'm just gonna be sitting here working on basically writing a review unit for Chapter 7 for math. And then I'm gonna work on getting my sub-plans put out and everything put around the room. Good news, you're probably wondering, or you might not be wondering, but you could be, how does she have time for all of this stuff if there's a faculty meeting after school, and the faculty meeting is actually next week? So, you know, the one time I had it written in my planner, I had it a week early because I got an email and it was like, we'll do this at next week's faculty meeting on the 14th. And I was like, what? So then I had to go back and look at our Monday memo and I had the date wrong. So I have a lot of time. I don't have to be here early in the morning. I do have to be at the dentist early, but I don't have to be here early, so I can just take my time, breathe, go, write a little review unit, and get myself together. Okay, so I came up with my little flow that we're gonna do. I made a slide for it. This was like my rough plan for what I'm gonna do Monday through Thursday because we're only here 4 days next week. I have my copies stacked and ready to go. This is gonna be a hefty packet. I have to take like a whole, maybe 2 bags of paper down there just in case. And then I've got things over here that I'm taking to be laminated. So if you're interested in what all of this is gonna look like, make sure you subscribe because I will be showing this in my next vlog, probably next week. So you can see like a walkthrough of how I'm doing my math review. Please pardon my hands. Gosh, my nails are gross. Need to wash my hands, yuck. Okay, it is now 5:20. It's like almost 2 hours after contract time. That's insane. But I kind of got on a rabbit trail. I printed all of those things for math, took them to the copy room, came back. Before I set out my sub-plans, I decided to clean my counter over here to get that ready for next week too, because if I want to do this for math starting on Monday, then I needed to have like my buckets prepped so I'd be able to pull my materials for small group. And so the game materials that I want them to use would be ready. So that turned into a rabbit trail of let's find the things that are in the bucket that haven't been taken out in a very long time. Like there were pumpkin and Frankenstein erasers in some of them. That's from October, it's April. So I cleaned those out and my back counter looks so nice. Let me see if I could show you. There's my paper stacks look organized. I've sorted all of next week's papers in the drawer. And then look how nice that looks. Got the empty buckets, the hundreds charts material for my small group table, games they're gonna play, and then I put the cubes back in here. This still kind of looks, it's not too bad. I mean, that's where I put their math journals. Throw that crayon away. And then their math journal questions that I have prepped, and then place value blocks are way down here. So that took a long time, and I ended up like doing way more than I had anticipated. And I put a lot of things away in the cabinets over here. Yeah, it just took a very long time. So here we are at 5:20, and I am about to head out. But I'm gonna go ahead and close off the vlog because I do not anticipate filming or vlogging tomorrow. I'm going to the dentist, so it's not that exciting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into the week in my life. If you haven't seen part 1, go check that out too, so you can see a little more teaching. Then make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, especially if you want to see what I'm doing next week for that math review / intervention crash course that I'm doing for 4 days. Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for that because I will show you more of the inside of that next week. We just don't have time today because it's time to go home. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.